What's up YouTube, this is your boy Shining Fireheart, and today we have our review from our 100 video anniversary 100 pack opening. In these I told you guys I put them into sleeves, and I only am going to be reviewing the super rares and the ultra rares because there were too many hollows and there were too many rares for me to try to both sleeve as well as try to test value as well as where I'm going to place them in the card value. So what I decided to do is just review the rares. I also want to thank, I'm trying to remember the name of the YouTuber, but we have reached 23 subscribers, guys. And Miracle for You, or Team, I forget what the subscriber is, but our 23rd subscriber, I appreciate you for thank you for joining. I'm sorry, I can't think of the words, guys. I'm just thankful that I'm getting more and more subscribers every day. It just makes me happy to know that there are other people out there that appreciate this. Anyways, let's get to this. Here we go. We're gonna start with the super rares first. So we got our Odd Eyes Rage Dragon that we pulled, as well as our Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut LeBay or LeBay. I don't know how to pronounce that last word, but hopefully I said one of the two right. These are very hard to pull, especially for the Super Dreadnought, because you can only get them out of one or two boxes of the Sisters of the Rose boxes over here, guys. And yeah, I know it's a bit of a struggle to try to pull some of these cards, but I'm just thankful I was able to pull two good cards from there. Set those off to the side. Next up, we only have one synchro monster from the super rares, is the TG Star Guardian. Very good, very amazing to pull. TG Tech Genius are actually very intriguing to me because of their abilities and all the different ways you could use them. I have not yet put together a fully built Tech Genius deck, but when I do, guys, I will make a profile on it because I seriously want to do a deck profile on the Tech Genius monsters, because ever since 5Ds came out with them, I've always been fascinated on what kind of strategies I can make with it. What can I use to make it better, and what could I use, and if I could use it for next year's qualifier for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championships, like I almost made it this year, guys. I just couldn't be able to go over to the championship, which due to unforeseen circumstances, I just could not make it, guys. I mean, to go up against Team Samurai X1 and some of the others that actually do videos around and possibly videotape me trying to winning or coming in second at most, or even making it to the top 10, guys, it's just an honor from any real professional Yu-Gi-Oh player to actually enjoy the thrill of competing against strong duelists with their decks and their strategies. Everyone has their strong suits. Strategics happen to be mine. Anyways, next we have our monsters that we have from here. I'm going to pull a couple. Our World Chalice Guard Dragon, our Chronograph Sorcerer, our White Fang Magician, and our Black Fang Magician and White Wing Magician. These four cards are actually very useful if you're going to be dueling a lot, especially if you're building a pendulum deck for, well, basically synchros and all that. Next we have is our Subterra monster, Behemoth, Ultra Fagoons, and Zodiac Thrillblade, I believe its name is. Because of the glare I'm getting from the light, guys, it's hard to see. But yeah, the Subterra Behemoth cards, they're said to be a little bit of a hard struggle to pull off and, summon. but they're also a great way to indulge in strong attacks, strong defense, and basically strong everything all around. I have yet to see that so far. Even though I have not built a full deck for the Subterra Behemoth monsters, I'm already seeing a lot of flaws and a lot of, I want to say, necessities that this deck needs. As for the Zodiac monsters, yes, I have not put together a deck for it yet, but I'm on my way. I'm actually halfway through trying to figure out an absolute strategy for Zodiacs that won't come down toppling on me. Because Zodiacs build off of one another using their Xyz summoning. And that could be a bit of a hassle when all you're doing is Xyz summoning and not really attacking. You're basically using their effects and Xyz summoning a new Xyz monster, so I gotta find a way to make that into my advantage without setting off so many bells and whistles to my opponent saying it's gonna be an all-out spell and trap fiasco for protection as well as creating a defense barrier. When the point of the deck is supposed to be to summon out monsters, use their effect to stop your opponent. Yes, that's an excellent strategy, but it's not exactly my cup of tea. Now we're getting into the last card here, which is Harpy Parfumer. Parfum. Oh god. I sound like Ichia from Fairy Tail, from the Blue Pegasus Guild. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch some Fairy Tail memes and look up the guy Ichia and look up videos about him. You'll understand what I'm talking about, because all he does is literally sniff parfum, as he calls it. Anyways, Harpy's Parfumer is actually one of the hardest cards to pull from the Sisters of the Rose. You get one every 2 boxes. So you basically got a 50-50 shot of getting into a box from a box of Sisters of the Rose. I was able to pull one of these. Now I have 2. So I'm thankful. Get a playset and I'll be set. Anyways, the only fusion I wanted from the Joeys was this, Red Eyes / Dragon. Reason why is because not only did I not have one, I could not keep, and I kept on trying to pull one. Never happened. But yeah, I'm gonna add this to the Joey deck that I showed you guys a while back, and this will literally give my Joey deck a little bit of a oomph into it because of its effect. And not only that, it's also good for striking down my opponents when needed, and since it's a Red Eyes, it just goes with the theme. Now this card is for, we're going into our spells, and we only had 2 in here for our super rares. Ritual Sanctuary and Urgent Scheduling. Urgent Scheduling is for the machine monsters like Super Dreadnoughts and all that. Ritual Sanctuary was basically for the Cyber Angels, but I don't know. I mean, we pulled a bunch of these, but since it's super rare, I decided to put it in here anyways. But Urgent Scheduling is actually one of the few cards that people rarely pull from Sisters of the Rose, along with one of the newer monsters that are in here to summon out, like Super Dreadnought, the Super Dreadnought, which is pretty powerful, I might add. And the only super rare trap card is the Time Pendulum Graph. This is also good again for the pendulum decks like Performer Pals, or even the special spellcaster pendulum deck I'm building, which is basically for the White Wing Magician and Black Fang Magician. It's supposed to be an all-out spellcaster deck that will allow you to summon monsters high-level monsters. Next up we have our ultra rares, and we had 2 Nymphs of the Sacred Flame and 1 Prank Kid Rip Roarin' Roaster. Now, I do not have any more Nymphs cards that I can build off of, nor do I have enough Prank Kids to start building a deck. I will assure you guys, I will try my best to get more Prank Kids and Nymphs to try to build a deck, because I want to see how they work and how I could use that in a duel and how well I could use it. Because I know... Sorry guys, my throat was... got a tickle in my throat. But anyways, like I was saying, I want to see how most of the decks I don't have deck profiles on, nor do I know how they work. I want to know how they work. I want to know the ins and outs of the deck functions that they use. What kind of strategics do they use? What kind of power I can use to make it work? That sort of thing, you know? Next up we have our synchros. We have Tengu of the Winged Mayashi and Yoko the Graceful Mayashi. Yes, I learned how to say the name. If I'm still saying it wrong, then blame how people say it in Japanese, because according to them it's called Mayashi, not Mayakashi. But whatever. Anyways, this is another deck I'm still trying to learn to build, as well as learn how to use it. They basically play off of one another, which is again a good strategy and a good way to start a duel, but it's their effects that give them what they need to bring this whole house to its clearing. So I'm going to research more into that and learn a little bit more. Next up we pulled 2 ultra rare painter cards. This is actually a series of painter monsters in the Spirit Warriors that were said to be what people are trying to build, basically to help structure a Finary art deck. So for those people who love art and those people who understand it as well as I understand it, this was basically meant to just be an elaborate art themed deck, so it's artistic, I should say. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Now we have a Nymph card, Disciples of the Nymphs, and we also have Infiltrack Anchor Drill. Why? Well, these cards have... Well, the Nymphs, like I said, I haven't built it. I'm not going to be able to build a deck off it yet. I'm still trying to put one together. But the Anchor Drill here goes with a machine type deck that I have not yet understood. But apparently it's supposed to bring it a little bit deeper into the subject. Once you start building the deck, I'm going to research that a little bit more to understand it. Now here we go. The Magical Musket gang that I've heard so much about. I've had a couple cards from previous openings for Spirit Warriors that I never opened on camera, because this was back when I didn't have a channel and I was hoping to get started, but never really understood it. Anyways, these two are actually one of the cards that people are raving about, because their effects allow you to deal with your opponent's monsters, as well as give you an edge to strike your opponent first, bring down the house without bringing down yourself with it, is what I've been told from a couple of my friends who I've dueled against, who have decks using these cards. But I'll research more into it and find out a little more. When I build my own deck, I'm going to try to base it off and around my own creative Strategics, I should say. Now here's another Mayakshi. We have 2 of her, and like I said, guys, I don't know much about their way of dueling. I'm gonna have to research more, but from what I'm told, they play off of one another using synchros, Xyz, and they even have some for the Link summoning, which I'm still gonna get used to, and I still have to watch the anime, so I haven't finished that. Next up, the only ritual in our Ultra Rares, Devotee the Nymphis. Again, not enough for a Nymphis deck, so I ain't going to go much into that. Again, we only have 2 spell cards for Ultra Rares, the Evil Eye Repose and Prank Kid Place. The Evil Eyes and Prank Kids, again, I don't have enough to build a deck, but I will try my best to do so. But as you guys can see, I will try to do it, but so far it's going to be slim pickings for the time being. And last but not least, we have 3 trap cards. Only one of them relates to one of the decks. The other 2 I might put into a deck that might need its services, so keep your eyes open for them. So, for the time being, guys, these are what I've gotten so far. Dimensional Barrier, Drowning Mirror Force, and Magical Musket, The Last Stand. I will try to do my best to make some deck profiles, but for the meantime, I'm going to be busy trying to put these cards into decks and getting them ready for deck profiling, and probably renewing deck profiles by... certain decks I'll be doing re-evaluating for deck profiles around probably either August or September. I know that's a little bit harsh, but for now, guys, I'm just trying to figure out most of these decks nowadays that are played, so you're gonna have to cut me some slack, especially since most of the decks I use, I know the strategies inside and out. I know how it works, what's gonna play where, what's gonna play with what. If something gets in there that's new and I have no idea, my strategies go out the window. So I have to learn, I have to mutilate what I know and what I can upgrade it with. I can utilize everything. It's how I work my strategies into my deck to help me win. It's how I made it all the way to the finals, which again I had to pull out because I could not go to the state where it was in because I had work and other stuff had to come up. So I wish I could have gone, wish I could have done it. Probably could have came top 10 at most. If I went any further, I would have been even happier. If I had won the whole thing, yeah, I'd be raving about it on my channel for you guys, but oh well, live and let lie. I'll try again next year, and hopefully I can get going and, you know, head out there and duel. Show you guys what I'm made of. You might be able to see me on TV. Oh, not TV, on YouTube TV. Because I do the live broadcast on YouTube. Anyways, guys, thank you so much again. Thank you to our new subscriber I appreciate you for all you do, for joining, and for becoming part of my group. And I'm also sorry, guys, that that my 100th video was cut short into 3 separate pieces, but I don't know what to say. Stuff happens. I couldn't control that the SD card had run out of memory. Couldn't control that the batteries was gonna die. Couldn't control any of it. All I could control was when it uploaded itself, because the moment I finished the video and edited it, I couldn't do anything else to edit into the video and create a whole piece, which would have lasted probably about 40 to 50 minutes, considering how many packs I had to open. But then again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon to get notified when I upload videos. And as always, guys, make sure to rev it up. Bye.